a chance to look at your website and a little bit of background information on you. So I'm really looking forward to learning more about you this evening and sharing yourself, your journey, your brand with our audience. So if you're ready, we can jump right on in.
Ready. Stay ready.
I know that's right. Go on ahead and introduce yourself and give us a little bit of background on yourself before we talk about the brand.
Okay, so I'll start. So my whole name is Frederick William KIMANI Anku Kenner.
Okay.
And so that's my whole name. Wasn't born in Maryland, but raised in Maryland. Been here most of my life. I went to college here. I went to high school here in Maryland. And I'm a gardener, a beekeeper, a farmer, homesteader, chef, DJ. And during the
Okay.
day, yeah, also during the day, I'm called a healthy food leader. That's my title. Where I go to different schools in my district where I live at and feed families or provide food for families. Some weeks I'm providing up to food for about 500 families. This week I have about coming up this week I have about 400 families that I'll be feeding food to starting tomorrow, which is like we get food from local farmers and different farms around the country, and then we bring it to our location and we package it up in bags, and then we go out to different schools and we give this food out to the family. I manage 10 schools, so I do about 3,000 bags of food every month.
Okay. Oh wow, a month. I don't know why I thought you were gonna say a year, but a month.
A month, yeah.
Okay. Good deal. So gardening and beets.
Yes.
Tell me about your journey to gardening and beets, and how did you come up with that name?
It's crazy that you say that because everybody asks, how did you come up with the name? So I'm gonna try to make a long story short because I don't know how much time we got. Gardening saved my life. So that's the premise of actually going on this gardening farming journey because gardening saved my life. I would say about 10 years ago, 12 years ago, I lost my job, a really good job that I had, fell into a bout of depression. And then my mom said, you need to start a garden. And I was like, Mom, I don't want to go outside, start no garden. I pay people to cut the grass. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going out there. She's like, I
Yeah.
think you should go out there. So I listened to her, reluctantly listened to her. She said, well, just grow what you like to eat, which was strawberries and chives. People always say, why strawberries and chives? Well,
Yes.
strawberries is like my favorite fruit. But I used to work at Red Lobster when I was much younger, and
Of
they used to
course.
have chives with a baked potato. So it was like baked
Mhm.
potato, sour cream, and chives. So that's where the chives come in at. 12 years later, 15 years later, those same strawberries and chives are still growing in my yard. So that's the testament of how resilient these fruits and vegetables are. Um, like I said, I fell into about a depression, starting gaining weight. I'm a little short guy. I'm about 5'8", so I was gaining a whole bunch of weight because I was eating junk food during this time. I felt like I was being unhealthy at the time. Started seeing the vegetables grow. Then I started looking at my health, overall health. I went to the doctor. The doctor's like, you're gonna have diabetes. You're gonna have high blood pressure. You're gonna have
Mhm.
cholesterol. You're gonna have this. You got to change your diet. You got to do something. Told him, give me 3 months and I'll come back and I'll change the way I look, the way I eat, and everything. He's like, okay, I'm gonna give you 3 months. Come back. I went home, got back into that garden. It was garden season around this time. So I started planting all kinds of stuff I wouldn't even eat, like tomatoes and eggplants and cabbage. So I started growing all those things. I went on a raw food fast for about 3 months, went back to the doctor. When I went to the doctor, I was about 185. When I went
Mhm.
back to the doctor, I was like 130. And he was like, I said, lose some weight, not a whole lot of weight. I don't need to test your blood. You good. Is there any way
Yeah.
you can come and talk to my other patients because it seems like they can change their course of and being more healthy by just changing their diet. I was like, I never spoke in front of people, so I said, okay, I'll agree to it. And when I went to the doctor with a bunch of people that looked like me, brown people, and it worked out good because I really changed some of those people diets. And I was like, if I can grow food and change the way I look, my health, and get my health back on course, I believe there's other people out there. So my mission with Gardening and Beats is to really have people start growing their own food and eating their own food and cooking healthy while also listening to music. That's where the music part comes in.
So the
So
beats
when
come.
I was out there in the garden and trying to grow this food, I will always have my speaker out there or boombox, or I was singing to the plants and rapping to the plants. And so when COVID hit, um, I was like, what am I supposed to do? And people started calling me up. My friends, they was like, we want a garden. We want a garden. We know you've been growing food for so long. Come out and help. I was like, oh yeah, I'll come out. They was like, well, we're gonna pay you. I was like, well, you don't have to pay me because I'm used to this. This is what I love to do.
Mhm.
They was like, no, we're gonna pay you. So it ended up turning into a business. And so I was working with this other program, a youth program, who do gardening, and they was like, we need to get you get a picture of you, get a website if you got a website, Instagram, and Cash App. And this was 2020. I didn't know what Cash App was at the time, and I was like, I had to research what Cash App was. So I set it all up, sent the information over there, got some nice little pictures in the garden, and they was like, just get ready, get ready, get ready. I was like, well, I'm getting ready. What do you mean? And so I was working on a master's degree at the time, so I really didn't have a lot of time to be on social media and be checking my phone all the time. I end up failing one of these classes, so I was like, I gotta really focus. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
um, around July of 2020, I started getting all these messages on my phone. I said somebody like spam me, got my number and started spamming me, and I didn't know what was going on. Come to find out, it's the organization that sent this to this mailing list, and they sent about 700, $800 worth of money in the cash out. And then the owner and then the president of that nonprofit were like, "This is to establish yourself as a LLC, possibly get a website, and get some apps and stuff to create programming." And I was like, "Okay, I'm all in." Now I got to come up with a name. I was like, what's the name of my business gonna be? And sat outside and I had so many choices. And then gardening and then beats came. And I was like, that's what it is. It is gardening and beats because it's the BEATS, which is music beats. I was like, that is me. So I jumped online, I got my domain, I got registered every social media site that I can grab that name up so nobody else could get it. And then 4 years now into it. It's a full-fledged garden coach service. That's what I call myself. Teaching people how to grow their own food. That could be individuals like you, churches, schools, whomever, how to grow food and be sustainable. And now I incorporated like workshops because I'm a beekeeper now. So I'm doing like workshops around beekeeping and just whatever I can do to merge music, art, and growing food together and make it a place of sustainability. And then I also included a podcast now because I was like, if I can teach people how to grow food and get
Mhm.
healthy, I need to find some more gardeners and farmers so I can tap in and tap into their resources. What are they doing? And so I
Yeah.
end up doing that. I've been doing that for 2 years now. I have about almost 60 episodes, and I won an award in 2023 for best sustainability and environmental podcast, which was really really great. I got a nice little trophy, and so I'm pushing forward in that. And what else I got going on? Got so much stuff going on.
I can tell. So I want to make, first of all, congratulations
Thank
on all
you.
those things. I can
Yes,
tell you're very passionate about that, and we were super excited to have a Black farmer, or a minority, or a person of color that's a farmer. First of all, we're just always excited to see that, and then secondly, to see you have some interest in this opportunity. So we're just excited all the way around.
thank you.
So if I understand this correctly, your journey started because you're trying to get yourself healthy.
Yes,
And in the process of getting yourself healthy, your physician was so surprised and amazed. He asked you if you could do this, help the others accomplish the same results.
yes,
And your business has blossomed in the
yes,
last, COVID has been over for a year. So what, in the last 5 years, your business
yes.
blossom. Is that right?
Yes. In the last, I
Wow,
would say really blossom in the last 2 years, but
in the last
yeah,
2 years.
COVID though. Yes.
Okay, so one of the things that we read in our research is that you are working with about 3 acres of land. Is that right?
I have 3 acres of land. I'm
Okay,
currently, I'm not, I'm growing on a half of that.
okay.
Yeah, yeah, half of that.
So, can you tell me about your journey to acquiring that land?
That land, well, it was passed down from family. My great
That's
grandfather.
amazing.
Well, we have two sets of land. One
Okay.
is the one that I currently grow some stuff on.
Mm,
The 2 acres is from my grandfather. He passed away from COVID, but he was 97 years old. So I would
oh,
say he definitely lived a long life. It was just sad that COVID had to come and take him out of here. But we end up getting that land by default. It was in the will, goes to grandchildren and his
okay.
children. So we have that. Me and my siblings, and one is my. Well, they want to sell theirs to me now, so I'll always say 3 acres, but I just say I have that 1 acre that I'm doing stuff until I'm able to get the capital to purchase the other three from them because they want to sell it, and I don't want them to sell it. We need to keep that.
So, what's your favorite thing to grow? Sounds like you have a lot going on. What's your favorite thing if you
Your
choose
favorite,
one?
this is a funny thing. So I do love strawberries. That's my favorite fruit. But my favorite thing to grow is tomatoes. But the crazy part of it is I'm not a big tomato fan.
So, why are tomatoes your favorite to grow?
They so nice and easy to grow. So when I decided
Okay.
to do this business, I was like, I got to show my work.
Yeah.
And the tomatoes is just like showing out at every chance they get. And I was like, yeah, let me take a whole bunch of video and a whole bunch of pictures of these tomatoes, and because they doing so well and they always do well. And so I was like, that's the selling point to people because when they see the garden or my videos and stuff, they see these tomatoes
Absolutely.
and and my background is television and film and radio. Most people don't know that, but that's where I got my
Is
degree
it?
degree
Okay.
in radio, film, television, then my master's in journalism. So I can make a video look good. And so they see the video, they're like, oh, they're gonna hire
Evidently.
him to be my garden coach or do a workshop around healthy eating and growing food. And so that's why I like tomatoes to grow. I would probably say peppers is like one of the things that I like to grow too, which is like my favorite to eat or consume. But I do make my own tomato sauce now. I'm into canning now. Um, yeah, I'm trying to take it full scope now. Like I have honey, tomato sauce. Eventually I'll be selling my own tomato sauce, my own pepper sauce, my own hot sauce. At
Well, look, with all those acres of land, you could certainly farm and have a little retail store in some section of the property. It could be a whole experience. It could be a real destination that you and your family can create on all of your property. That's really exciting to hear for me personally, and then also for us here at Heavy Talk Media. So, what are some of the events that you have hosted or participated in?
Oh, so many events. Getting back to where the beats part come from, prior to that, well, right after that, growing that food, I started doing some musical events, some festivals. I
Hmm.
had an all women's festival called Can a Sister Rock a Mic, which really spotlighted women singers and hip hop artists that couldn't normally get support in the area where I live at with like just
Okay.
music venues. I have I went to school with a lot of people who own music venues now in DC, some of the larger venues, and I could go in there and get a deal. So I was like, I'm gonna help these young ladies, and also just in honor of my mom and my grandma and my great grandma, I was like, need to do something for women. So I started that, but and then I did some. I'm a filmmaker too, like in that whole media stuff. So I had a thing called hip hop cinema that I do, which
Okay.
was like hip hop documentaries and panel discussions. And then when I started getting more into gardening and really taking it serious, I started doing focusing on a lot of events that revolve around just healthy eating. So one event I just recently did. Well, I'm starting a residence here in Maryland at a art venue where I'm going to be doing wellness for kids every month. And so this was a concept I had called Organic Canvas. And basically, that was an event where we used fruits and vegetables as paintbrushes, and we created work on canvas. And so it was a sip and paint. It's called Organic Canvas Farm to Table. And then, like I said, we used fruits and vegetables instead of paintbrushes to create this artwork. That was really, really eye opening. It was great. The kids really got in tune with it. Um,
I
they
bet.
didn't they didn't eat the vegetables and the fruits because they had strawberries and different things in there. They didn't eat that. Um, they also got it was like a whole. I'm not sure if you ever been to a sip and paint, but a sip and paint
Yeah.
will be like cocktails and stuff. So it was kitty
Mhm.
cocktails. I made a lavender lemonade mocktail, and then the classic Shirley Temple. The kids got to drink and sip on both of those, and then we also had a cooking demo where we were teaching the kids how to eat healthy, and that was using vegetables. We made a collard green wrap with brown rice, and then different kinds of vegetables because it was all colorful, so it was like a colorful collard green wrap.
Hmm.
Eat the rainbow. That's what the chef that I decided to partner with because I was like, I can be the chef too, but I can't do it all. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Well,
And then
I'm glad you recognize you can't do it all because right
yeah,
now it sounds like you're definitely doing it all. So
yeah. We had
it's
a
good to hear
DJ.
you say
Yeah,
that.
we had a kid DJ. And then recently I got a grant to do another project. It's gonna be our art installation at this point. And it's gonna be around a healthy lung versus a smoker's lung. So two of my aunts passed away from lung cancer due to smoking. And so when I approached this grant, it was around trying to get young people not to smoke because a lot of the marketing now is based around getting young people to smoke these flavorful cigarettes and different things like that. So this will take place probably next month. It's supposed to took place yesterday, but we had some issues with the venue double booking. So that's going to be in April, and it's going to be like I said, we're going to make a 5 foot lung. So just imagine 5 feet off the ground, and one side is going we're going to glue vegetables, all kinds of fruits and vegetables to it, and then the other side is going to be black, and there's going to be cigarette butts and cigarette boxes and a few vapor pens and different some pictures of some hookahs on there, and we're going to create this artwork, and it's going to stay at this art venue that currently has a resonance with, and so and we also going to have a cooking demo around food that can increase your lung capacity, and also a breathing workshop where we're doing some breathing exercise to increase our lung capacity with some friends who do breath work. And so it's
Mhm.
all built around that. Um,
And is this information on your website also where
well,
your residence is?
it's
No.
usually I'm redoing the website. I should have
Okay.
the updated work probably around Earth Day because Earth Day is
Okay.
coming up in
It
April.
is.
But my Instagram, I'm very busy on Instagram with
This is
with
this is wow. What a rich brand you have here. Even though you're in year 3 of your 5-year plan, I feel
yeah.
like you've accomplished so much and obviously so much more to accomplish. Now we have a question
Yes.
that we ask everyone that sits down to talk with us, right? Because
Hmm.
we know typically we people of color we like to gather for fellowship around a good old fashioned cookout. That's how we get down
Yes.
typically. So, what would you be bringing to the cookout? What's your signature thing that you bring to the cookout?
Hmm. It's several things. Um,
Do
I
tell.
will, I will probably bring a watermelon salad. So a watermelon
Okay.
salad, or a fig salad too. So the watermelon salad will be watermelon chopped up with lettuce and then feta cheese. That will be like that's like the starter or whatever. Real bougie type. And then also
Okay.
a fig salad with so fig salad will be I have a video I made with that. So it's arugula, because now everybody's into spiciness, and so
Yeah.
arugula has a spicy feel to it. So it'll be arugula, and then you have the sweetness of the fig,
A
and then you put
big
goat cheese to
goat
make it,
cheese.
yeah, a little
Woo!
bit more healthy, and then you put that on there.
Well, let me just tell you, this was more than I could have imagined. This was a real pleasure to get to learn more about your journey, how you got started, why you got started, gardening and beets, where that name emanates from, and all of your rich background that nobody would ever in a million years get from either your social media or your website. So thank you
Yeah,
so much for
you're
sharing
welcome.
as
And
much
that
as you.
was why it was so important to say, okay, I need to do this. I need to do a live interview or interview, a video
Yeah.
interview, not over the phone, not written out, so people can really hear me and see me.
Yes.
Because I do. I'm just when it's gardening, when it's about gardening and talking about it, I'm really passionate about it,
I can
and
see
I
that.
just love it. And
I can see
every
that. You like right
opportunity.
on up.
Yeah, and I brighten up, and then to really nail the coffin, sometimes I would say I'm a introvert. So this is like my alter ego
No.
when I'm talking gardening. Like I light up, but when I go back to my work and everything, is I'm real reserved. I'm
Yeah.
observing and watching people and not talking too much. When you hear
Yeah.
me talk and speak about my passion, people's like, "That's him. That's the same person."